woke up when I saw Taehyung was getting ready. I asked the maid to transfer your stuff here. I'm leaving now. Have your breakfast and rest. Why so soft? I nodded. He left. I started having flashbacks. I blushed hard. Why was he so gentle and soft as if he was with me? Maybe because it was my first time. But how he knew it was my first time? He knew everything about me. Of course he knew it too. I'm just overthinking it. I didn't know I was her first. Why was I so soft with her? I'm seeing some afterglow. Seems like you enjoyed your weekend. Shut up, Jimin. 3 days have passed since the incident. Taehyung started taking care of me. He used to ask me if I'm okay or I'm feeling any pain after that. But I'm so worried and scared at the same time. I just got my why. I wasn't supposed to, right? I was pacing back and forth in the living room despite the pain. All I'll tell him, and we might have to try again. It was already so hard the first time. I flinched when I heard the car's horn. My forehead was getting sweaty. I opened the door for him. He walked inside and sat on the sofa. I gave him a glass of water. Why are you sweating in this weather? I'm feeling hot, nothing else. I'll heat up the food. Go freshen up. I was about to walk away when he caught my wrist. Tell me, what is it? Why does he catch on things so quickly? I gathered some courage. Actually, I said in a low voice. He left my wrist and stood up. He left the house. What the? Why? What happened? Is he gonna cancel the contract, ask me to return his money, and then divorce me? No, it's not possible. It's not that big of a deal. My thoughts were interrupted when I heard the sound of the passport being entered. He walked inside. Here, you might need it. He handed me a bag and went to his room, now our room. I looked inside the bag and was shocked. He brought me painkillers and even snacks. He's playing with my feelings now. I smiled in pain, but I'll have to leave him one day. He came back after freshening up. I served him and myself dinner. Taehyung, he hummed. Will you let me see his or her face at least? He shook his head in disbelief. I'm telling you for the third time, read the contract. It clearly said it'll end when the baby is 1.5 years old. I was so happy. Really? Thank you so much. He nodded and continued his dinner. Few days later, I was using my phone waiting for Taehyung. After a few minutes, he entered the house. I went toward him, but I felt something strange. You are. He opened his necktie. We had a little company dinner. I was waiting for nothing. Go, eat your dinner. If he knew I was waiting for him, he should have told me before. I walked away from him, being annoyed. After I had my dinner, I entered the room. He wasn't there. He was supposed to pass out by now. Where is he? My words were cut off when he appeared out of nowhere and started. Wait. I tried to push him and succeeded. What's the matter? You are. But what's wrong? We'll have to do it even if he's sober or not. I'm sober enough to know what I'm doing, and we had to do it, remember? Our contract. Yeah, the contract. He continued, and I let him do whatever he was doing. Taehyung, he hummed. Can I ask you something? He was hugging me from behind. Go on. I turned toward him. Will you please not mention this contract thing? He opened his eyes, which he was closing all the time. Why? I looked down, being nervous, also because he was so close to me. I don't know, I just want to enjoy the feeling of being. So will you please act the same as you act in front of everyone? He again closed his eyes and hugged me more tightly. Let's sleep for now. Is it no? I felt tears forming in my eyes, but I controlled. I hugged him back and slept. I was so happy. I was waiting for Taehyung to tell him this news. He'll be so happy. He entered the house and I ran toward him. Taehyung. He looked at me, trying to read my expressions. Are you? How come he knows everything which is in my mind? Yes, I am. He dropped his coat and bag and almost ran toward me. He caught me off guard when he held my... I didn't expect this reaction, but it's not like I'm complaining. Just when I was about to respond to him, he broke it. Thank you so much. Let's get you checked by the doctor. He held my wrist and started walking outside the house. I told my mom about it. She was happy but also complaining. She said that I was still young and I should have continued my studies. But I convinced her by saying it was unexpected and I'll continue my studies later. 5th month. I was lying in bed while the doctor was performing an It's a girl. She's healthy. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Kim. I was unable to respond as I was trying hard to control the tears of happiness. I looked at him, who had tears falling from his eyes. I didn't know he loved kids this much. I thought he was doing this for CEO position. I'm relieved now after knowing he loved her a lot after me. Unknowingly, tears started falling from my eyes. Taehyung looked at me and hugged me. Thank you so much. I just hugged him back. Vine was playing with Jimin's and Sia's son. She was smiling widely. She was making cute and weird faces, making Jungmin laugh cutely. Taehyung was smiling while looking at her. You have hurt in your eyes, boy. He immediately concealed his expressions. Jimin, how's your company going? Trying to change the topic. Fine, but you are in love, boy. 7th month. I want pizza and mango milkshake. He looked at me with disgust. What a weird combination. I looked at him, annoyed. Just get what I'm asking. He nodded and walked away, taking his coat and car keys. It was 1 a.m. and I was so hungry. He came back after some time. I almost ran toward him. Careful. I snatched the food and settled on the sofa. He was staring at me. I'm not gonna share it, so don't look at me. He rolled his eyes. Yeah. He came and sat beside me. Aren't you sleepy? He took his phone and started using it. I'm not feeling like sleeping now. I nodded and started eating. Vian was busy eating her food while Taehyung was stealing glances. Her face was glowing and she was looking really cute with her swollen belly. She looked at him and he looked away. You can eat one piece if you want. He looked at her. Fine, take only one sip, he said, extending her mango milkshake toward him. He smiled and took one sip from it. She was done eating her food and was leaning on Taehyung's shoulder. Well, it was normal for her now. She was always with him. He thought it was due to her. But he wasn't complaining though. He sometimes also responded to her. Suddenly Vian gasped. What happened? You fine? Are you feeling any pain? She shook her head, smiling widely. I think the baby kicked. His worried face turned into a happy one. He smiled wildly. He placed his hand on her, softly caressing it. Come fast, baby. Appa is waiting for you, and don't hurt your mom. Vian felt like crying. She was feeling happiest and sad at the same time. Happy that he was caring for her, sad that she has to leave someday. She hugged him and he hugged her back while softly kissing her back. 9 months. Taehyung. She tried to speak but could not. What happened, Vian? Are you fine? Where's the maid? She took a deep breath trying to speak. Come fast. The phone dropped from her hand as she was feeling so much pain. Taehyung was also panicking. Vian, hey, calm down. I'm coming. He cut the call and ran out of the meeting. He reached home. The maid was trying to calm her. Where were you? I went to buy some snacks for ma'am. He ran toward Vian and picked her up. I told you not to leave her alone. You should have told me. Bring her back fast. They reached the hospital. Vian was feeling dizzy. Open your eyes, Vian. Please open your eyes. He lightly tapped her cheeks, who was lying on a stretcher. She was being brought for. Come with me, she managed to say. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Taehyung's heart was breaking after looking at her condition. He was screaming so much in pain. I can. He held her hand. You can, Vian, for our daughter, please. It's a girl. Congratulations. Taehyung smiled widely. He took his daughter from nurse. Vian, look out. He looked at Vian, who had closed her eyes, and looked at the doctor worriedly. She's just tired. She'll be fine after a few hours.